Hello and welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the 9th week of the iRacing Pro Oval Series. Martin Feemps on pole position, followed by Mike Skinner, Luke McLean and Brendan Gray on the second row, followed by Florian Goddard and Sandeep Banerjee on the third row. Having opted not to qualify for the race, John Praffer and Richard Towler start 18th and 19th place respectively. So the pace cars peeled off into the pits and they're off. 21 cars funnel into turn 1. Sandeep Banerjee looking at the back of Brendan Gray. That's for 4th position, if you can do that. Oh, he's run wide and he's fighting the car. It looked like he touched the wall there. So at the front we've got Martin Feemps and Mike Skinner trying to make a move around the outside, and that's something that is possible on this track. But he's got Luke McLean down the inside, so he's not only able to attack but also defend at the same time. And here's the battle for 5th spot between Florian Goddard, Brendan Gray, Sandeep Banerjee, and on the back there Richard Towler on the right of your screen. Sandeep's down the inside, and oh, he didn't need to do that. Brendan Gray gave so much room that he's ended up running wide and hit the barrier, and this has allowed Richard Towler through. Brendan Gray taps the back of Towler, and Towler sideways, and he's spun. And that brings out the caution flag. He's going to lose quite a few places. He'd started in 19th place and he'd moved all the way up to 8th before that incident. Well, are the pits open or closed? I'm not sure. I don't think the drivers know for sure. If they're open, I think most of them will pit. Luke McLean chooses to, and 2 more. He stopped on the pit entry. Luke McLean stopped on the pit entry, and that's resulted in a collision, and Sandeep Banerjee just off the screen has collided with Richard Webster. I think Sandeep was just trying to turn round there and unfortunately was collected. Here's the restart there, and PJ Stereus must be laughing because he's up to 2nd place as a result of that confusion in the pit lane. And Richard Crozier 3rd, followed by Justin Garrett. Alexander Horn is still 5th, the same position he had been in most of the race. And Richard Towler, he's up to 8th place, the same position he was in before he was spun around. So he's right back into contention. It's worth noting that some of these cars are a lap down now. Here's some of them. Luke McLean trying to make up lost time. And he's hit Charles Woods. Will this bring out another caution? Yes, it does. So again, this race turning into a strategical one, and don't know what to say about that one looking at the replay. But Charles Woods, he's not going to be happy. Positions: Martin Feemps 1st, Towler 2nd, John Praffer 3rd, Justin Garrett 4th, Alexander Horn 5th, Kirk Hapke 6th, PG Stereos 6th, James Allard 7th, Richard Crozier 8th, Ben Sexton 9th, and the rest are a lap down. We join the lead battle with just 40 laps remaining in this race. Martin Feemps is now defending the lead with Richard Towler, who's drove an amazing race to get up to where he is now. Richard Towler goes for the low line. Martin Feemps running so high but defending well. So close now. Richard Towler's car squirming on the exit as he applies full throttle. Still side by side. Martin Fink able to brake maybe that bit later. But Towler so close. Power sliding on the exit. Fink hits the wall. And it looks like he may have handed the win to Richard Towler. If he can just hold on now for 39 more grueling laps around this New Hampshire Motor Speedway. John Praffer has a look at Mike Skinner. Down the inside he goes. A very robust move. He swipes the side of Mike Skinner's car, and Skinner will not be happy with that move. Maybe he'll take action after the race, or maybe he'll take action now. He looks down the inside, but he just hits the back of John Praffer. It looked as if he just took the law into his own hands there. Maybe we'll have a look at the replay. Well, there was no room for a move there. So John Praffer limps back, surely into the pits and to retire from this race. Now with only 8 laps remaining, some drivers are taking more risks in an effort to move up the field. Richard Crozier looking very fast, but he's hit the back of PJ Sterios, and Ben Sexton tries to slow down, but he's hit by Alexander Horn. Oh, and a big impact with the wall. And riding on board now with Alexander Horn. Yeah, just nothing he could do, and you know, he must be soul destroying for him to be 7 laps from the end and to be eliminated from the race through no fault of his own there. So we have a restart with just 3 laps remaining in this race. Now, can Richard Towler hold on to win this race from John Praffer in 2nd place and Justin Garrett in 3rd? And what about Martin Fink in 5th place? Justin Garrett looking very close to the back of John Praffer. He goes for a look down the inside. John Praffer running a bit wide, and that could be all that he needs. Yes, Garrett makes the move stick, and Praffer under threat again. This time it's Kirk Hapka and Martin Fink, and here's James Allard running wide. And James Allard losing a position there. That's Richard Crozier going through. And Kirk Hapka making a move on John Praffer. And that is Martin Fink also making a move. So John Praffer loses 2 places. And he's really struggling with the handling of that car. That's Garrett scraping along the wall. But there's a fierce midfield battle emerging as we go on to the final lap. And that's Alexander Horn making a move on James Allard, and he moves up to 6th place. Martin Fink closing in on Kirk Hapk. Could he take 3rd place away from him? He goes for the wide line, but this could give him a good exit. Richard Towler crosses the line to take a well-deserved win. Justin Garrett 2nd, Kirk Hapka 3rd, Martin Fink 4th, and in 5th place Richard Crozier. We hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight, and we'll see you again next week for the Road Pro Series from Infinity.